When my mother was in the process of going home, something inside of me woke up. I remember she called us all over to our house, man. She sat us down in the living room, talk about me and my brother. Basically said, it's over. I had a good run. I had a good life. I'm not fighting this thing no more, right? Because her cancer had returned, right? So anyway, I'm sitting there, man. You hear your mother talking about she all right with the death process. And I'm sitting there, man. I went straight into denial, yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. I went straight into denial, bruh. I'm sitting there, I'm watching, I'm trying to read my brothers, and I'm just watching now. I'm like, man, listen, bruh. Man, listen, man. So anyway, she set us down. She told us what it was. So now we eating, because that's what we do, right? Black people gonna eat. We gonna eat, right? So anyway, I pull her to the side in the kitchen. I'm like, yo, ma, you don't got another run in you? I was in denial, yeah. Mom said, Vernon, it's over. It's over. Right. So I'm sitting there, man, like, wow, man. So now, the process goes on now, hospice there. I'm talking about the reality of this thing. They telling us we ain't gonna be eating and things like that, man. I'm like, oh man, this crazy, bruh. And so anyway, my brother, he in there taking care of her, man. He doing the thug thizzle, like I said, yeah, I'm in denial, man. Cause my mind told me, man, you don't want to see your mother like this. My brother told me that she started asking about me, man. Like, why Vernon ain't came to see me yet? So I'm in a meeting, man, and I'm scared, y'all. I'm for real, man. Man, I ain't never been here before, man. I'm talking about your mother, but dying, man, and she all right with it, and now she calling on you, talking about why Vernon ain't been coming to see me, and so I shared it in the meeting, man. Right? I go to a meeting, I shared. I said, man, look, I'm scared, y'all. Nobody trying to see their mother die, man, and addicts helped me, y'all. They straight helped me. They said, look, bruh, a couple of them pulled me to the side. They said, look, bruh, listen what I'm saying, man. You have to go in there. One addict told me, he said, you have to go in there, bruh, because when it's over, bruh, you don't want to be able to be living with that knowing she been asking about you and you didn't go. That will eat you up, man. Right? So now I just pray for the courage. See, a lot of times when you don't have the courage or the willingness, you have to pray for it, yeah. And I ask God, I say, look, can you just give me the courage and the willingness to go in there, right? And take care of my mother, man, to the best of my ability, y'all. Now you got to remember now, during this process, I'm on step 3, right? And I try to share with y'all all the time that we live these steps. We don't just write on these steps. We live these steps. And step 3 talks about I made a decision to turn my will and my life over to the care of God. So I'm living this step. In other words, this God's will for me to go in there, right? And sit with my mother as she began the process of going home. So anyway, I remember finally, sucking up enough courage, and I'm trying to head in there. My brother, he coming out and he messed up. He like, look, man, that ain't that ain't that ain't that ain't my mother in there, V. And I'm like, all right, bruh. He said, I can't do this no more. That ain't my mother in there, man. So uh I sucked it up, man. You know what I mean? And when I walked in there, y'all, and I seen her, bruh, I was like, yeah, yeah, like, man. So I sat on the bed with her, man, because that was the thing was the initial walking in there. That was the hard part for me, man. And I sat there with her, man, and she said, "Can I put my feet on your lap?" And this is my mother, man. I'm uncomfortable. I'm gonna get honest with you. I'm uncomfortable, man. So she put her feet on my lap, man. You know what I'm saying? She talking to me, man, and she say, look at that writing on the wall, right? So I look, man. Yeah, I mean, you don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? So I look, and I'm just sitting there, bruh, and she like, oh yeah, I forgot you can't. you can't see it, you can't read it. She said, "'Cause you ain't dying." She said, "'Cause she said, 'Cause she said, 'Cause I'm dying.' I'm talking about when you, a lot of time, man, God will put you in a position, man, right? He'll put you in a position. You don't know what he yeah, you don't know, man. Um, so, I'm there, bruh, and the fact that she was conscious, that she was dying, right? So now, now I'm like, okay, now, what's really going on, you know? And, now she began to talk about this little boy in there, right? Look at that little boy. Again, yeah, I never been here, man, right? I don't know nothing about, when people going to the other side, bruh. Y'all know nothing about it. If any of y'all know something about it, let me know, bruh. So, I'm gonna get through it, bruh. Yeah. So anyway, it's like she was with me, but like part of her was like going toward God, bruh. You know what I mean? It's like it was weird, man. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like she was with me and and then, part of her was going home, bruh. So anyway, she talking about this little boy. She look at that little big head boy. She like, he looked just like you, right? So now I'm looking, man, I'm looking, and she just kept talking about that little big head boy. Oh, he looked just like you, right? So I'm sitting there, man. I'm just trying to, I'm trying to, hold on, man, right? Because one thing I didn't want to do, like I'm crying in front of yeah, one thing I didn't want to do, I didn't want her to see me crying, bro. That's one. That's one thing I didn't want to say, right? So anyway, I'm sitting down sucking it up, bruh. And I'm still really twisted because the fact that she's conscious, that she's dying. So anyway, man, I get through the process, man. I get through the process, man, and I'm like, man, cause something had happened to me, yo. I need to share this, man. Something about being in the presence of someone, God calling somebody home, and you there. You know what I mean? Like I say, man, if any of y'all know what I'm talking about, man, please comment, man. Let me know what it's called. I don't know what it's called. I'm just sharing my experience, right? I had a guest over there on my podcast, man, and he shared his experience, and I heard my spirit say, "Okay, I want you to go share what you went through and what you have learned through your mother's death." Right. So anyway, long story short, right? So now I come out, tell my brother, "All right, man, look, bro, man, something happened to me, bro." This is what I told my brother. I said, "Man, I don't even know what happened, man. Something happened in there." You know what I'm saying? He's like, "What?" I said, "Man, something happened to me, man. Cause what it was, I wasn't the same, y'all. I can't even explain. I was not the same." Right? So I have a one-on-one with the pastor. So I tell him, I'm like, "Look, man, something happened to me in there." And he had a word for it. He knew what it was called. He said, "Yeah, a lot of people, talk about that when they around somebody they love that's passing away." And I'm sitting there and I looked at life totally different, man. Right? I looked at life. It's just, I'm just wasn't into it as much as I used to be. Right? So my spirit, I could hear my spirit. Right? He kept telling me like, "Look, get her back." We had our house. So now, like, get her to a home or something. Get her out of here. Right? So I told my brother, I was like, "Look, God keep telling me, man, get her out of here." He's like, "Okay, we gotta do what we gotta do." So we finally got her up out of there. Found a nice place for her. Right? The mom have it eating about 4 days, y'all. You know what I mean? And like I said, my denial went deep, bro. My denial went deep. I remember I was in there with her one time, man, and you know, I'm trying to force her to eat, yeah. And she told me. She said, "Remember, hospice said I was I'm not gonna eat. Remember they told you that? The mom was there when they told me that. She said, remember they told you? I said, Mom, eat. She's like, Vernon, they said I'm not gonna be eating. I'm not hungry. Right? I'm talking about the denial, man. Listen, man, I suffer from a disease that I be in so much denial. My mother was all right with it. I'm in so much denial, bro. I'm trying to force the woman to eat. I'm talking I was justifying it, man. I'm talking my mind was like, well, you should make me eat when I was a kid. This is what my mind was saying, yeah. My mind was like, you should make me eat, because I didn't want to live with it. Because, y'all, I didn't know nothing about death. I ain't know nothing about death, man, right? I'm talking about when somebody, really, I was being self-centered, man. When somebody dying, man, and you make they death about you, bro, that's total self-centered, right? Centeredness. Man, look, I was caught up. So anyway, man, me and my brother, we get her to this nice place, man. Me and my brother, we in there, boom, they setting her up, and she just smiled. Me and my brother about to leave. She just smiled. So we walking down the hall. I told my brother Keith, I'm like, man, bro, you see that big smile on her face? Yeah, she was smiling. Well, I said, boy, she had a big old smile on her face, right? So I go to work the next day. You get the call. You know what I mean? Boom, I get the call, dog. So, they tell me what it was. I was like, all right. But I felt good because I heard my spirit say, get her to this nice place, right? So anyway, I get there, man. Me and my brother, we go up in there. And here's the thing, bro. Here's the thing. You hear a lot about death. And I heard a lot about spirituality. When I walked into that room, man, and I seen my mother, bruh, all I saw was a shell. Listen, y'all, a lot of I've seen people dead before, but for some reason, I didn't see it the way I usually see it. It was just a shell, right? But here's the thing about it. Even though I seen her there, what I got most out of it is that I felt her spirit in the room. Now I saw her body, but I felt her presence in the room. And I stood there, right? 'Cause, I just stood there like, oh my goodness, right? People really, they really don't die. I can feel the presence of my mother, man. Right? So now I read about this type of stuff. It's one thing to read about death and the spirit going on, the spirit live on. It's something else, bro, when you experience it. That's why I tell you all the time. I said, look, my relationship with God, bro, ain't based on me reading. Yeah, I read the Bible and I read a whole lot of stuff, but it's mainly based on my experience. I am sharing with y'all my experience of a spirit leaving the body and it's still present, right? Now this was 2015, man. Bruh, to this day, I can still feel the presence of my mother. Right? I can still feel the presence of my mother. So the whole essence of it, what I have learned, man, what I learned, three things I learned. One is about death. Death ain't the end, bruh. Listen what I'm saying, man. If y'all listen, bro, if y'all can just, cause we all have people with loved ones that go home. But here's what I want y'all to understand, bro. Death is not the end. It's just not, bro. They still live on. And what I do with it, cause I still miss her, I still cry. But the thing is, I think about all the good times. I think about the laughter. I think about the conversation and us watching TV and how she raised us and used to read the books to us and things like that. Go to a park with us and all the things that mom did with her. Those are things that I think about. I think about the good times, right? Then two, what I learned about the spiritual, right? The spirituality of this thing, bruh. We are a spirit with a soul that resides inside of a body, right? And that we are a spirit. So now I look at everything differently, bruh. How this whole world is just an illusion. That's all it is, man. Really, what I come to find out, you gotta remember, I have done the internal work, right? I went inside me. I did some work. I did some step work, and I got with some things, right? So what I have found out that I'm a spirit. You a spirit. So now I'm looking at everything differently. Like, okay, this world's an illusion. It want it wants us to think that our satisfaction is external, right? What I'm saying, the world is set, listen, y'all, the world is set up for us to think that we get our self-worth externally from the job that we have, from the home that we have, from how well we can play sports or how well we can speak. But that's an illusion. Why is I'm saying that? No, self-worth come when you come from inside. Each and every last one of us have God inside of us. And until we get with that part, man, we gonna struggle with this thing called life. Why as I'm sharing this with y'all, bruh, I don't get caught up in life like I used to. Once you done felt your mother's spirit, once you done seen your mother dead, but you can feel her spirit, bruh, she's still here. She's still here. So here's what I want y'all to do, man. I want y'all to start looking inside, man. It's okay to go to church. It's okay to read the Bible. I'm not knocking that. But I believe, it's me now. I believe until you do the work to get in contact with the divine that's within you, man. Listen, this is what I did. Remember, my mother was talking about this little boy? I was on step 3. Right? I made a decision to turn my will and my life over to the care of God. When you give your life to God, bruh, you don't know what he's going to do with your life, bruh. You might have to go in there and sit with your damn mother. I don't know, right? But then I went on to step 4, and we talking about that fearless, right? That moral inventory of ourselves. I tell y'all all the time, somebody told me. When I told the addict, I said, look, man, I'm headed to step 4. He said, man, oh, man, you going to meet somebody. Remember I told y'all that? Well, he said, you're going to meet somebody. He said, get to know him. He said, build a relationship with. I said, who I'm going to meet? He said, bro, don't worry about that. Just do the work. So now I'm doing the work. What is step 4? I'm looking at my life. I'm looking at my belief system. I'm looking at my feelings. I'm looking at my patterns. I'm looking at everything that I learned until I got to step 4. I'm taking a look at that stuff and I'm writing about it, right? Because all of it, majority of things, how we deal with life in a survival mode. In other words, God made us to be a certain person, but because of life the way it is, we have to adjust. We ain't nobody trying to look inside. How many people really look at themselves? Very seldom, unless go to a counselor or in recovery or something like that. So anyway, I did the work. Started getting with some stuff, anger and all this type of stuff, all this stuff that I used to survive. But now I'm letting go of these things and God removing some of them, right? The next time, I'm letting go, but I'm becoming aware of some stuff. But later on, God will begin to remove some stuff. But anyway, long story short, I get on the inside, and guess who I found, y'all? That little boy that my mother was talking about in that room. Listen, bruh. Listen. But I'm just sharing my experience, boy. Like I said, if some of y'all can relate, please let me know. Bro, I'm just sharing my experience, bro. That little boy. And when I met this little boy, I told another addict, I said, I met someone. He said, who you meet? I said, I met me. He said, you met you. Now, here's the thing about it. Now, I'm going back to my childlike, right? I'm talking about childlike at heart, right? Because you got to remember, man, when you start using drugs at a very young age, you abandon yourself. See, I abandoned me. But that's who, said before drugs, that's who God made me, right? We all have God-given gifts, y'all. We all have them, bruh. We all have gifts, man. God wanted each and every last one of us to be a certain way. But because life shows up, life be life, and we got to do what we got to do to survive. But so the essence of the spirituality is going back to the little child. Now watch this, man. I know y'all done read it, man. What did God say? I mean, Jesus say in the Bible? Unless you what? Unless you come to me like what? Like a child. Right? Right? He said, unless you come to me like a child, right? Then he start talking about the kingdom. He said, where the kingdom at? He said, the kingdom is inside of you, right? So everything Jesus talk about, he be talking about going inside of us, bruh. The spirituality walk. So now I'm learning how to watch this, y'all, about life. I'm learning about life is this. Be you. Be you, man. You don't fall for the illusion that you have to be this smart, you have to do it. Man, all that's some bull crap. Just be you. Be all right with you. Learn how to accept yourself on a deeper level and walk in that, man. And then you won't be so all caught up, bruh. You won't get all so caught up in on things externally. Once you get on the inside, you get with that little lost little boy, that lost little girl, the person who God intended you to be. And now all of a sudden, your mind, it quiets your mind too, y'all. Your mind, all that noise we hear, I don't hear that much noise that much. I can hear the divine speaking to me, just like this here. I'm on here. I didn't want to do this episode. I'm gonna keep it real because I know it was gonna touch me. But I heard my spirit say, get on there and share with them what you went through, right? Because there's somebody out there that's going to hear this, or somebody out there going to see this video, and they going to say, I know exactly what dude talking about. So, man, I just want y'all to know, man, look, bruh, death is not the end. God, we all are spirit. Get with the spirit inside of you and just start living. Start being the person who God intended you to be, man. Make sure y'all watch this next one, man. I had a guest on there, right, named Ash, man. He really talked about that near-death experience that he has. Until next time, I'm out.